Alright, today we're going to attempt to install some extended mirrors that I got for the truck, and we're going to start prepping to fat mat the doors in the front. Okay, so the only two screws or bolts or anything that I can see that's on the outside of the door to take off first would be behind the handle, which I already did, and right up here. And they were both a Phillips head screw. So we'll see if there's anything else holding that door on. Okay, I found two more screws that are at the bottom of the door, there, and over there. Let's see if there's anything else holding it on. So in total, holding the exterior of the door is two large screws, two small screws, and the one screw that's holding on the door handle itself. And once you take those out, you'll be able to get the door free and it pops up. Take a look in there. It's just kind of hanging right now by the electricals. But it has these pins right here that go down into slots, and it comes right up and out. And as soon as you get that done, you're going to have to take off this electrical panel for the windows. And then after I do that, we'll go from there. Okay, now that we got the panel off, you can see that they tried to stop some resident sound from the speakers and make it into its own subwoofer box, kind of like we do. The only thing that they failed at, though, was this. You know, I mean, it's flimsy. It's not. This isn't really made to stop sound or hold sound. It's not real thick. And so yeah, that'll be fun. And then over here on the door itself, as you can see, there's a little bit of dampener at the bottom, that carpet right there. And I mean, that's going to stop a little bit of noise, but not much. So we're actually going to replace that with fat mat, and then probably put that carpet right back in its normal place. And then we're going to replace all this white shit with fat mat. But first I'm going to have to take out these bolts. This is the old door handle right here. Alright, we'll see what's next. So instead of screwing with the door handle and the white shit right now, I really want to get these mirrors in. So instead, I'm going to disconnect that electrical piece, which powers the mirror back and forth and heats it. And then I'm going to take off this nut and that nut under there. Then I should be able to take the mirror off from the door. Okay, so taking off the mirror, there were 3 nuts, and they were a 10mm, and these 2 are covered up. This one's showing on the door, so don't be fooled. This one does come off. I took the piece of foam here off. I'll just reattach it later with some glue. And be careful that you don't break your clip. You want to push down on the side there, and there's another one over here. So this is, you know, one of the greater things about having a buddy with you, which, you know, I don't, but just be careful when taking it out, otherwise you could permanently damage it. Okay, here's the 2 mirrors. This is the old one, and this is the new one. Now, the thing I like about the new one, see how it's nice and wide, and has an extra optional mirror, and you can do this. Hells yeah. Makes it nice, long, towing. I mean, fuck yeah. So, those are the 2. They're exactly the same on the inside. As you can see, it's a direct fit. Everything's the same, goes right in place. So we'll try and get that in and see how it goes. Okay, so we got the new mirror in place. It's screwed down, and we got the connection back to where it was. Minor note though, this connection doesn't click. I mean, pushing it pretty good, it doesn't click. And as you can see, it's not damaged. There's the device that releases it. So I don't really know what's up with that, but I do know it sits in there just like the old one did, and it just doesn't click. I don't get it. But when you tighten down on your nuts, you just want snug, you know. Get someone to push in on your mirror and just tighten down hand tight, and take a 10mm and give it like an 1/8 of a turn on each one, just so they're nice and snug. You don't want to overdo this. So I'm gonna do I'm gonna use the handyman secret weapon, duct tape, or in this case electrical tape, because I don't have any duct tape. I don't like duct tape. But I do like electrical tape. I'm just going to stick a little bit around here to make sure this connection never comes out. Now that the driver's side's in, we're going to go ahead and put in the passenger side without putting on the door and whatnot on the driver's side, just because I want to get the mirrors on themselves. And remember that to get the door off, you have a screw here, 2 screws at the bottom, and you have a screw up there. Okay, I got those 4 screws out, and now I need to take out the screw that's in the door handle that looks like this. It is a 6-point star, and it's referred to as a T30. As you can see, the door is off. Remember, there's only 4 screws, and the 1 screw that holds the handle on. I want everyone to remember, when you pull these doors off, don't actually pull them off. Slide them up and take them off. They don't have any clips. It just slides. If you try and yank and pull, like on most doors, you know, that have clips, all you're going to do is break every single one of those, and you got to buy a whole new door panel. This isn't something you can just replace in pieces. So don't pull off, pull up, and take off. Okay, just like on the other side, we got 3 bolts here, 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 1 electrical connection, and then, I'm sorry, 3 nuts, here, 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 1 electrical connection, and then the mirror comes right out. Now that you have the mirror out, all you got to do is get the new mirror and replace it in the same order that you took the other one out, but in reverse. Okay, the new door mirror is on. Everything in went rather quickly. As you can see, all the bolts are back in. I'm sorry, nuts. Electrical connections in. Mirrors in. Now for the next step. Okay, once you have the mirrors in and everything's plugged back in and bolted down, what you want to do is come back to the driver's side. Plug your electrical panel back in, and they're just 2 quick plugs. It's not very hard. Then you need to start it and test them out. Make sure that they do work. Okay, so the key's on. And we're going to click this over to the left. Make sure that it does turn. And she turns that way. She turns that way. She goes up. She goes down. Perfect. Now we're going to go check out the left over there. Alright, I switched it to the left side, and we're going to make sure she turns. She turns that way, she turns that way, she goes up, she goes down. Perfect, they work. That's exactly what I want. Okay, for those who are watching this video just to do the mirrors, the project's actually done. The mirrors are in, they're operational, everything's just gravy. Now what you would do is put the doors back in, and you need to remember there are 2 screws at the bottom, 1 screw in the handle, and 1 screw next to the handle on the door, and then up there on that corner piece, right up there, there would be a screw up there. That's all you gotta do. 4 screws, 1 in the 5th screw in the door handle itself. Everything's back on, electrical connections in, make sure everything works, locks, opens, turns, everything. After that, hey, you just installed some door mirrors. And doing this by myself, even with all the camera work and whatnot, if I would have put the doors back in, this would have been an hour job by myself. Not that hard. But for us, we're not going to be putting the door back on because we're going to be doing fat mat work, and that will be probably another video. So any comments, questions, concerns, bitches, anything of that nature, you just want to be a troll, let me know and hit me up.